Hi, friends. Before we continue reading in Eugenia Lincoln and the Unexpected Package, I'd like to first give you some coaching tips, some exercises that you can use to practice as you continue to become a stronger reader. One of the things that can often prevent us from wanting to read more or continuing to read harder and harder books are the words that we encounter. Sometimes we're not quite sure what the word is. Sometimes we can pronounce the word and decode the word, but we're not sure what it means. When we get to this point in our reading, we want to stop and think about what we're reading. So today I'd like for you to put into practice those context clue strategies. We've talked about some of those things before when we get to a word to stop, not just stumble through it and keep going, but really try to figure it out first. I hope you watched the video from YouTube that was very helpful in giving us strategies to think about context clues. So now using some of those strategies, I want for us to look at our previous chapter, because when we get to the chapter for today, there's going to be an example of someone not knowing what a word means, and we're going to try to apply context clues to figure that out. So let's look at yesterday's chapter. Just recalling that Eugenia was very frustrated and she stormed into her room, right? And then when she was in her room, under her covers, she was just thinking about all of the unsettling things that were gnawing away at her. And she continued to think about those things and upset herself more and more. So finally the next morning she got up, and what happened when she got up? Let's see. In the morning, Eugenia rose from her bed and went out to the kitchen and found it was in severe disarray. Maybe when we get to a word like that, we're not sure what that word means. Well, we're going to look at, we see, right, kind of a prefix on that, and then we're going to cover and slide what other parts are array. Disarray. We could say disarray. Now, what does that word disarray mean? Let's continue reading. Chairs were overturned, crumbs were on the counter, unwashed plates were piled in the sink. It looks like the author, Kate, in this example, is actually giving us some examples of what the disarray must look like. We also know, as good readers, we visualize, imagine what we're hearing. We're imagining that picture in our mind as if it were a movie. When she goes into the kitchen and she sees these things, what could that context help us to understand about the word disarray? Can you guess? I'll bet you did. I'll bet you said disorder, or maybe you said chaos, maybe a big mess, right? Things not being in their place, all out of order. And we know from Eugenia's personality that she likes things to be in order, not in disarray. So as we continue reading, we're going to find some other examples that we can put our context clues to work on to help us as we continue to practice reading, enjoy reading more and more, and grow as stronger readers.